Hi guys.
Hi.
It's T2. Time.
Hearts up if you're there.
Hey.
Hi.
We're late.
That's okay.
Well, maybe we had a flat or something happened on the ride.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, that's the thing about triathlon. Stuff
Stop
happens.
for photos.
Stuff happens.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can always turn it into a positive by stopping for photos.
Yep. Exactly.
Totally. So here's something really cool. Is I didn't bring my bike shoes. And there's a lesson behind this. So while I talk about that, Jen's going to get on the bike. So do you like our bike? Because this is really similar to what I'm sure you'll be riding in the race.
Exactly similar.
Except yours will go forward. We're improvising because it was like kind of a snowy-ish morning in Boulder. And so we're doing our T2 clinic inside, in the heart and belly of rally sport. Oh, right. And then
We've already had like 5 pro triathletes. Maybe it was really only 2, but 5 pro triathletes come in and view us, and they picked up a few pointers.
right, and former pros too. Like,
Oh, and former
right.
pros.
But so here's the thing. Sometimes when you go to a race, you might forget things. Like one time, I flew to a race in Naperville, Illinois, and I totally forgot my bike pedals. So sometimes when you travel, you have to take your bike apart and you take the pedals off, but you could very easily, even if you're just going to a local tri, forget your bike shoes, right?
Right.
So what do you do when it happens? Well, today I forgot my bike shoes. So here's what I did. I found somebody who had an extra pair of flat pedals. So there's always spectators and people roving the course who might just have like flat pedals that either are flat completely with the little reflectors or they have the little toe clip things. When stuff happens, you have to become MacGyver.
Mm-hmm.
We already know this. So you can always ask someone to borrow their pedals, and they might be bummed because they can't go around the course and check out the person they were cheering for, but they're going to be happy because they're helping you.
Yep.
So in that case, you will have the fastest transition in the world because you don't actually have to change your shoes. So you
True
can
that.
always
True that.
turn lemons
Into lemonade.
lemonade. I know. So, okay, so we're coming in. Here I am, almost off the screen. And we got to the transition at the same time. But before we get into transition, what do?
I'm going to loosen up. I'm going to have practiced this many times, and I'm going to loosen up my bike shoes. But got kind of gliding and then just undoing the Velcro. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, gliding.
Gliding.
But on a stationary bike, you can't glide.
No.
So imagine you're on a real bike outside, and again, don't do this in the race for the first time.
Practice this.
Practice this.
As you practice all your transition, practice this as well. And this just allows me to feel a little more comfortable when I get off the bike. I've changed my gears a little bit, and I'm really just spinning because I need to get my run legs. And if you're mashing a gear to hurry up to get to transition and you're in a harder gear, you're just using those muscles. So I'm going to loosen them up kind of as if I was shaking them out.
Mm-hmm. It's very true.
Right.
You know, one time I was doing this Ironman. It was the 2004 Ironman Wisconsin race, actually.
2004. Who won that race?
Well, it was really cool because the person who won kept her cool on the bike, because what I was doing is I was doing exactly like you told me to do. I was coming in on the bike, it had been 111 miles, and I was sort of shaking it out and sitting up and spinning my legs, right? And this one woman came mashing, used that word mashing, and grinding and pushing a really big gear by me. And she looked at me and she goes, "You got this, girl, keep it up." And I just looked at her and I went, "What?" And then I looked at her calf and see this? Remember, we have body markings. That's my age on my calf. Now, some special people don't have to put their age on their calf. They get to put symbols, things that are meaningful to them, especially if they are real-life rock stars.
Star.
And here's the deal. So I was kind of upset when this person grinded by me right at the end of the bike ride, but I knew I still had a marathon run to do, or in your case, it might be a 5K or a 10K, whatever distance you're doing. So I kept my cool. And sure enough, 2 miles into the run, she was already walking, and I was running. And so there, it pays to spin your legs out at the end.
Spin the legs out.
Totally.
It's just like cooling.
She's right.
You would cool down from any sport or any exercise it's the same exact thing. You're going to cool down those legs so that you can get the strong legs for your run.
Yes. Okay. So the reason you loosened up your shoes was to make it easier to get out of your pedals?
Get out of my shoes.
Get out of her
Now there's
shoes.
two trains of thought. You absolutely do not have to leave your shoes on your pedals. You can get off your bike, you can run in your bike shoes, it's perfectly fine. We're just going to show you both methods today. So first we're going to do it this way.
But I forgot something in my transition is very important.
Excellent.
Extra water bottle.
Okay.
Okay. So we've come in. I've ridden it and you've ridden it.
And
now
I'm just
I've got my
slipping,
flat.
as I'm pedaling, slipping and putting my foot on top of the shoe.
That's so cool.
Yes.
I recall doing that
It's
a few times.
really hard to do this on a spin bike, yo.
It's actually kind of hard to do it on a regular bike, and I have had a couple times where the shoe flips around and then hits the pavement and almost flies off, so you must practice. And if you're at all unsure about your handling skills and being stable or not, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Not worth it. So you can run for the few steps to the transition in your bike shoes with those clippy
Perfectly
pedals.
normal.
Who cares? Or if you forgot your pedals, you might already be in your running shoes.
Yep.
And in that case,
So, yep, you're just going to jump off the bike. One thing before we get off the bike, there's going to be a sign or volunteers telling you that says, dismount here, dismount here. Key, don't dismount past them, but you can dismount anywhere
Right
before
here.
them. And you can, my suggestion is to go off to the side because everybody's going to stop and dismount, and they're going to stop and they're going to get off their bike, however they get off their bike, and then they're going to run with their bike. If you're over here to the side, you're off your bike and you're on your own and you're not interfacing traffic.
and you don't have to run into anyone, and no one's going to run into you.
Right.
And the areas of high congestion are what give people a lot of anxiety in a race.
Yep.
You won't be a hazard, and no one will hazard you.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay.
Correct.
Great.
So
Now what?
off the bike, I'm going to rack it. That's my rack.
Racked.
Go to my shoes. Take my helmet off at the same time.
Oh, helmet. Hold on. I'm doing it too. Okay, so you got helmets off. So do you just throw your helmet like over here?
No, I never throw my helmet because that
Oh.
protects my head if something were to happen. So I'm going to place my helmet down.
I might.
Perfectly.
If you're taking your time, you can always put it back on your bike.
Put it back on your bike.
Or you could just put it on the ground.
Yep.
Okay. I've already got my shoes on.
Your shoes are on?
Yep. So next thing, well, you got to put your, are you going to put a hat on or
Yeah,
a visor? Okay.
so I just have my hat ready, hats on.
Now, do you have to wear a number on the run?
You do have to wear a number on the run.
Oh,
So
cool.
mine's attached to my race bib.
Oh, mine's attached to my
That's
race belt magnet skirt. But wait, what number are you?
This is from my 2002 Ironman World Championship from Hawaii. I was
Hey.
number 46.
Hold on a minute. This
Were
is
you
also
there?
from the two. I was also number 46.
Wow!
Well,
What's
mine
the
has some
question?
stains on it. What do you think that's from?
I'm not gonna ask.
Okay. So we've got our numbers on, and they need to be facing forward, right?
Generally for timing purposes, yes.
They like it when you do that. But also, they have sponsors on them, so they kind of want you to promote that. But that's a whole nother story.
Yep.
So what else might you have in your transition that you need to think about?
You can take a sip of water. It helps you just kind of stop the moment.
It is fun.
Yep. Regain yourself. You just got off your bike. Congratulations. Good job. You've done 2 of the 3 disciplines.
If you've been out for a long time and you have an extra minute, do you think you could reapply?
You always have an extra minute to reapply sunscreen.
Always. So this sunscreen, unfortunately, it's empty. So maybe you should always make sure you bring
More?
things that are full. Okay, so that's garbage. Okay, here's another thing. Let's pretend that this petroleum jelly is actually lube.
Glide.
Yeah, glide.
Glide.
Do you lube or glide? Okay, either way.
Whichever.
Doesn't matter. Rockstar would know. Because you may have already gotten a little bit of chafing, like from the swim, or, if you're wearing, I don't know where, but you might want to have a little extra. Because one time, I knew this guy who was doing this race down in South America, and he was chafing, like, must have had a Speedo on or something, which is really funny and kind of old school. But he was chafing between his legs, and the only thing he had to put there was a gel. So he actually put a gel on there, and then it made it like a million times worse, which was really not very smart looking back. But the other thing is that I didn't even have a gel, so I brought a baby applesauce thing.
Perfect.
But the point is, having a few extra calories in the transition never hurts. I always have a caffeinated gel, and sometimes I might even have like a glucose tablet because it will give you a quick boost in your blood sugar and give you a little pep to get out there on the run.
Yep.
What else?
Really, that's it. T2 is really pretty simple. You just sort of refocus, rehydrate if you need to, and then recharge to go out onto the run.
And I want to remind you too, if you have Skirt Sports tank tops on, we do have the Cleavage Alley Pocket, which was built to put our energy in between after I did too many races where I got chafing on my cleavage.
I'm just sticking it. Yeah.
Which was just not cool.
These pockets are the bomb.
They're the bomb.
Don't put your phone there.
Now, the other thing that happens is, okay, so we've just put all our stuff on and we're ready to go. Ready? Let's do it. Okay, here we go.
Took my shoes off.
Oh, she took her shoes off, but I'm going.
But I would grab my hat and my bib and my belt, and I would just run with it and put it on the course.
Come on over here. That's brilliant.
Yeah, I don't need to take the moment. I can show them as I run out of transition my number from my 2002 Ironman Hawaii.
And I could do that too, but then
what place did I come in?
2002. You were 12th.
Oh, I was 12th that year. It was a good
12th woman.
12th woman.
Yeah, 4th American.
God,
isn't that cool?
I had a great year.
That was a pretty good year. Your husband won.
My husband won?
Yeah, we won, or your husband won a bunch of money, and then you didn't even make it into the top 10 to make money.
Oh,
but you finished. That's okay.
He can go make the money.
That's all right. It was still a really good workout, and we got to eat a lot of food after. So here's the thing. Triathlons are supposed to be fun, right?
Very much so.
And part of that is, even if you're hating it the entire race, you can redeem all of that by having a really awesome finishing photo. Would you agree?
It's all about the finishing photo. Know where the cameramen are on course. I'm not kidding.
And
see, we get some thumbs up. You guys all agree.
So, wow, there's like a few of you giving us those thumbs up. So here's the other thing. These little pockets, these are handy for things like lipstick.
Yeah.
And a comb.
I might be have a hat on the whole time.
Well, here's actually something to think about. And now we're going to just do a little bit of like, stuff that happens in a race. So I've been to races before where the water was really kind of dirty or like full of grit.
Yeah. Ugh.
And so the men run out and they've shaved their faces. So they are just clean.
Exfoliated.
So the women run out and we have fine hairs on our faces. Most of us don't shave. We have fine hairs and we pluck them and they're super annoying. And why do we always see them when we're driving? It's like I just carry a pair of tweezers in the car now because it's literally never in my bathroom mirror, but only when I'm at a stoplight.
Is that what you were doing the other day?
Totally. And then it's a stoplight and the sun's hitting it. You guys know. Give me a thumbs up for that. Okay, so, but we have like little fine hairs here and in different spots of our faces. So that grit tends to accumulate right here, and the women run out of dirty water and we look like we have mustaches. And sometimes they don't pour water on themselves the whole race, so their finishing photo has a black mustache. So if you don't want that in your photo, it's fine if you want that. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
No biggie. I mean, hey, we're all rock stars,
yeah.
But if you don't want a finisher's mustache, you might want to just squirt a little water on yourself. Also takes care of boogers and snot and phlegm, because one of the things that I love most about the sport of triathlon is how disgusting you can be out there. Who cares?
Right.
Like spitting, getting rid of all the...
Snot rockets.
Yeah. Oh.
Snot rockets are rule.
We'll do another clinic on those.
I think Snot Rocket Clinic is totally...
Do you want a Snot Rocket Clinic?
It is so appropriate.
All right, cool. I just saw about 25 thumbs up.
Yeah, it's going crazy on screen here, y'all.
What other tips can we give them?
Have fun, relax, thank your volunteers.
Good point. Yeah.
Thank your volunteers. Thank the people cheering. Don't hate yourself in the moment. Just keep going. just kind of thank yourself and thank your body for the ability that it has that day. It's appreciation for what you're able to do. Every race is going to be different. You can do the same race year after year after year, and it's going to be different based on conditions, based on weather, based on who else shows up. So you can't compare last year's race necessarily to this year's race. You can in time-wise, and a lot of people do that, but you can't compare it overall because the conditions are different.
That's true.
Your life may have changed in a year.
Well, and a lot of people like to go by time and say, like, I PR'd this race, which is really awesome, but you might set yourself up to not PR the next year if it was a really fast year for conditions. So I totally agree. It's just all about the best you can be on that day.
Yeah, just show up. My big thing is just show up in whatever you got that day.
Yeah, you got it. We are happy to continue to do more transition clinics down the road.
Or try questions. You can put them in the comments, and we're kind of monitoring that. And after today's clinic, I'll get the kind of like a PDF doc up on the site.
Oh, good idea.
Of what to bring to a triathlon and maybe things to think about in each transition.
Right. Oh, there was one other thing too. You know, of course you have to think about the race. There's like swimming and biking and running, but hold on. Don't ever forget this. Your post-race
outfit. It's all about that.
And skirt sports dresses are the best because you can pull them on over anything and then deck change under them. It's like you're a magician.
It is. It's the magic.
Rock stars and magicians. All right, you guys, I think we nailed it. Did we nail it?
I think we nailed it.
Did we nail it? Oh my God, look at all those thumbs up and hearts.
Yes. Anybody have any questions?
Any questions from Pam or Amy? Hi, Pam. Hi, Amy. All right. Mwah.
See you guys.
Till next time.